Rayan had always been the kind of man who loved with his entire heart, quietly, deeply, and without conditions, and that was exactly how he loved Aisha, the woman he believed destiny had handpicked for him. They had met in college, when he was a shy scholarship student and she was the confident, charismatic girl everyone admired. Aisha was drawn to his sincerity, the way he listened, the way he cared without showing off. For years, their relationship looked perfect from the outside. Late-night study sessions, small dates, long walks home, dreams of their future whispered under dim streetlights. But life, as it often does, began to shift after graduation. Aisha landed a corporate job in a prestigious firm, surrounded by wealthy, ambitious people, while Rayan started his small graphic design workspace from home. He was building slowly, step by step, believing that one day he would give her everything she ever dreamed of. But Aisha's world was changing faster than his, and she started to compare. At first, it was small comments: "You should dress better, you should earn more, why is your progress so slow?" Rayan brushed them off with a gentle smile, thinking she was just stressed. But then came the late nights, the sudden work trips, the hidden messages, and the strange silences during dinner. He noticed the perfume on her clothes that wasn't hers, the smile she tried too hard to hide, the guilt in her eyes she wouldn't admit. He asked her once, quietly, "Aisha, is there someone else?" She snapped instantly, saying he was insecure, childish, controlling. So he stayed quiet. He loved her too much to imagine losing her. But the truth eventually arrived in the most heartbreaking way. One evening, he returned home early after finishing a client project and found Aisha laughing on the phone, laughing in a way she hadn't laughed with him in months. She didn't notice him at first. Her words stabbed him harder than any weapon ever could. "Of course I'll come, Rayan won't mind, he's used to being ignored. He's too simple to understand people like us." People like us. She meant the man she was talking to, the wealthy senior manager from her office, the same man who always seemed too interested in her. Rayan felt something inside him collapse, but he didn't speak. Not then. Not until she turned and saw him standing there, silent, hollow. She tried to stutter an explanation, but he simply said, "Let me help you pack." For once, she was speechless. And that night, the woman he had loved for 7 years walked out of his life with another man, without even looking back. For months, Rayan lived in a quiet storm, working, sleeping, repeating. It was as if a part of him had died. But heartbreak, when channeled correctly, becomes fuel, and eventually, his pain became the reason he worked twice as hard. He poured every drop of emotion into his designs, took bigger clients, learned new skills, stayed awake night after night building something that would make him proud. 3 years passed. 3 years of silence, growth, discipline. 3 years of becoming someone he never expected to be. Rayan's freelance business had turned into a full creative agency, with offices in 2 cities, international clients, and a reputation for brilliance. He wasn't rich, but he was successful, calm, confident, respected. He had healed, but the scar remained. Meanwhile, Aisha's world had crumbled. The man she left Rayan for used her, lied to her, and left her after 2 years. She lost her job after a scandal in the company, lost her savings in poor investments, and slowly realized how deeply she had wronged the only man who ever truly loved her. She saw him on social media sometimes, speaking at events, receiving awards, smiling with a confidence she had never seen before. Every time she saw those photos, guilt choked her like a hand tightening around her throat. She wanted to call him, but shame kept stopping her, until one night, when she hit rock bottom. Her landlord was threatening to evict her, she had no job, her friends had abandoned her, and she felt completely alone. So she finally gathered the courage to dial the number she had deleted but memorized by heart. Rayan was working late in his office when his phone buzzed. The screen showed a name he hadn't seen in years, Aisha. His hand paused, floating above the phone. Memories, sweet and painful, flashed before his eyes. After a long moment, he answered. Her voice was trembling, weak, filled with regret. "Rayan, I'm sorry, please, I need help, I have no one else." She broke down, sobbing. The woman who once mocked him now cried like a child, begging forgiveness. Rayan listened silently, the echo of her past cruelty ringing in his mind. A younger version of him would have taken her back without thinking, but this Rayan, the stronger, wiser, healed version, knew the truth. loving her again would only destroy him. When she finished crying, she whispered, Can we meet? Please. I need you. I made a mistake. Ryan took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and answered with a calmness that surprised even him. Aisha, I forgive you. But I cannot walk back into the fire that almost killed me. You made your choices, and I made peace with them. She begged, pleaded, promising she had changed, promising she would be better. But Ryan no longer felt pain, only clarity. I once waited for you to choose me, he said quietly, but now I choose myself. And for the first time in years, he felt free. Aisha cried harder, realizing too late that the man she abandoned had become the man she could never win back. Ryan ended the call gently, wishing her healing, but knowing their story was closed forever. As he walked out of his office that night, a soft smile touched his lips. He hadn't just survived heartbreak, he had risen above it. And somewhere, in the vast quiet of his heart, he knew he was finally ready for a new beginning, with someone who would never ask him to compete for love.